So, the American Standard Diet, the acronyms spell SAD, right? I'm kind of playing with words, but really, if you think about it, that it spells SAD. So we're not trained, we are trained actually and educated in a very incorrect manner that the American Standard Diet is the best diet in the world, and it's not. And it's not. And I think we all know this by now, right? This was highlighted in the recent elections. I'm a Gen X, obviously. I'm well past my 40s, almost behind, and behind me. And this is I'm less than 1 year away from turning 50. Um, and I used to be scared of this number and have this negative connotation. But folks, I've never felt so much better in my life. Now, this is my second video on this run with the green hoodie. I want to start a trend with the hoodies in different colors, but um, you know, you will realize that um, even the way we eat, we're taught that 6 meals a day, or sorry, 3 meals a day, is ideal. Some people snack in between those meals, making it 6 small meals a day. Now, it can work for some people. It can work for most people. And I say it can work for most people in a connotation that for most people, the gut just doesn't process food that way. You're inflamed. There's a lot. I find my tummy protruded most of the time if I'm eating 6 meals a day, because I am 4 meals a day, 3 meals. It's because when does your stomach rest? When does your digestive system, your digestive tracts rest, right? It never does. If you're eating constantly and your blood flow is constant, yeah, it never rests. And so a lot of times we don't listen to our inner system. We don't listen to our inner voice. We don't listen to the biological clock, the chemicals. A lot of times we're not really hungry. This is where water comes in, because water satisfies the false alarms. Water will check those false hunger signals. And we have all these amazing gadgets. I just did a video about fitness gadgets and clothing wear, attire that we buy, shoes, right? And these look cool psychologically. It may make you feel like you're accomplishing something. And there are meal plans and training programs being sold by fitness coaches, which is great. And they do work, by the way, no knock on them. I could essentially be a coach myself. But the thing is that most of these devices and psychological, symbols and what they stand for don't work unless you work it. Meaning that you have to put the shoes on, you have to run, you have to follow the meal plan, and being honest when no one is watching, because that's where the make or break happens, right? I do wanna say that even like food tracking apps like MyFitnessPal, for example, I was using it for the longest time. When you're starting out, it can really be helpful for you to track your food, and I really highly recommend that you do that. Now, if I flip the switch, I'm actually at a different stage in my journey. So this is my journey, and I don't use any apps anymore, because now I have come to a point in my life as an older man, as a Gen Xer, to eyeball my food, and I kind of know the caloric intake metrics, right? Calories, fats, proteins, carbs. Like, I'll give you an example. One of my go-tos is, of course, chicken breast. But if you look at a little bit of the tastier part of the chicken, like leg quarters, right? It's got about 220, 240 calories, 31 grams of protein. And you have two of those, you're like 62 grams of protein already there, right? And I'll tell you, instead of counting calories later on in my journey, much later in my life, there she comes. Oh, here she comes. Watch out. She's a man eater. Man eater. Yeah. What I realized is that I was able to really separate in terms of my results from what we were taught, meaning that I began to pay attention to the protein, and I realized that I didn't need to measure much. If I was eating protein, I didn't need to track a whole lot. Does that make sense? Because protein really keeps you satiated. And a lot of times when you're eating protein and drinking water, if you want to spice it up, sparkling water and hot sauce with your chicken or whatever protein choice, right? You are full. And you have to listen to the fullness versus hitting your caloric mark. I need to have, oops, my outdoor. I always forget to turn on my watch. Now it's tracking me. I need to have 2,000 calories today. Really? Do you? Do you realize that if you're fasting, right? If you're fasting, if you're fasting and you eat later in the day and you have done the walking, you've done all the good deeds that you put your body through some really good material, right? I mean, not material, you put your body through some impact stuff, right? Walking, low impact, but you've got the endurance, you got the blood flow, you got the growth hormones kicking in with the combination of fasting. Then you go to eat a big protein meal. There's a good chance you're going to be way too full to eat, anything else thereafter. And in this way, you create a calorie deficit. Voila, that's the magic formula. That's all I have, and I'll see you later. Mamba out. Just kidding. Stay with me. Do you see how easy that is? And you drink a lot of water and you listen to the fullness of your belly, your stomach, it'll tell you that you're full. Stop. Stop right there. Trying to figure out the timing and then the green dot. I'm talking to like dead people, I swear. Like, it's getting this far on YouTube is unbelievable. Just the confidence and being able to be so free. Partly is because I'm in nature and I'm walking. Get to see my joy. So if you go back to the first video, you see my mood has enhanced. And that's it, folks. You most likely will be in a calorie deficit. And if you prioritize protein and drink water, lots of water, water will keep you fuller longer. Protein will definitely takes time to digest. You will not need a whole lot of carbs to be in shape. That's it. You won't need a whole lot of carbs to be in shape. Does that make sense? Like, just think about that, right? So when you go into this Thanksgiving season this week, I'm already locked in. You don't have to be like me. If you give 50% effort into your diet, your habits, you will come out of this holiday season just a little bit better, not as worse. So if you're reaching in for the delicious food, definitely reach in for the turkey, the meat, right? Maybe some potatoes and green beans and whatever suits your palate. But be mindful, have that relationship with yourself, inner self. Be true to yourself, because you know that the work, even myself, I'm not immune to any of the external forces. I am biologically, like, we're all human. Like, my habits though are, it can be way better. I'm not paid by an athlete, or I mean, I'm not a paid athlete. I don't play for any team. I don't have any superior skills. I don't have millions of dollars, but I have my habits dialed in, and this is why I'm here, and I'm talking to you all and putting this information out. Eat for fullness. When you eat for fullness, eat protein for fullness and drink water. Hey, where are you? Come on. I got my dog. It's such a treat for her. Come on. Come on, buddy. Do you see this space all the way? I was up here yesterday, running up all the way down, incline, coming back down. Back to where I was taping this gimbal. I swear, still trying to figure it out. But if you prioritize protein and eat for fullness, you are going to be more than gravy. If you fall off your diet this Thanksgiving, it's not the end of the world. It's hard for me to fall off because this is 365 lifestyle. This is something I've done forever and a day. 31 specifically is when I started really getting serious about weights. I've done a lot of videos. You can find gems and nuggets of my personal story and life there. But I wanted to leave you this, is that dial this into you, that you don't necessarily even have to count calories. Just so long as you know that protein is the magic nutrient and lots of water. Then you introduce vegetables, and cut out processed foods. Most of this is packaged and told different ways by many coaches, many fitness goers, and they're quite correct in that. Some people just do way better with carbs. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. I don't find myself needing carbs that much, to be honest. And when I am indulging in carbs, that just means it's just a good day to have a carb meal and I'm looking for the dopamine. Or when I get really overboard is when I don't sleep well. So I was kind of all over the places. Now my excitement level's going up, my energy's gone up, my mental health just feels a lot better. Earlier I was foggy when I got out of the car, but I'm going to try to do the third video and move into sprinting. Okay? Thank you for watching, vibing. Till the next one, Mamba out.